The last words I said to my mother were shouted across the kitchen. She was standing by the sink, tears welling up in her eyes, and her daughter was too angry, too wounded to notice. I slammed the door behind me and left her with silence. I didn't know it would be our last argument. It had been building for years. Small cracks turned into deep fractures. My mother and I loved each other. Yes, but we didn't know how to express it without hurting each other. I thought she judged me too much. She thought I ran from God. Every conversation seemed to end with sharp words and wounded pride. We were two people desperate to be heard, but neither willing to listen. Then came the phone call. I still remember the weight of my phone in my hand, the quiver in my brother's voice. She had a stroke. It's bad. I drove through the night, crying into the dark highway. Regret clung to me like fog. I kept hearing her voice, not the kind ones, but the ones I wanted to take back. I'd spent so much time defending my pride. I didn't realize I was destroying our peace. When I walked into that hospital room, she was unconscious. Machines hummed, tubes twisted. Her chest rose in quiet rhythm, but her eyes were closed. I took her hand and whispered, "I'm sorry." And even though she didn't move, I felt something break in me. A wall, a weight, a bitterness I had carried far too long. That night, I went back to my hotel and opened my Bible for the first time in months. I didn't know where to turn, so just let the pages fall. My eyes landed on 1 Peter 4:2-8. Above all, love each other deeply, because love covers over a multitude of sins. I read it again, and again, above all, not above most things. Not when it's convenient, not when they deserve it. Above all, it was as if God was gently reaching into my pain and reminding me, love is not about being right, it's about being real. My mom survived, but she never spoke again. The stroke took her voice, but not her spirit. In the months that followed, I visited every week. I read to her, played hymns, brushed her hair. I learned to show love without words, something I had never done well. And strangely, we healed. Even in her silence, she forgave me. And in my presence, I honored her. One day, while holding her hand, I said, "I spent too many years trying to win arguments. I just wish I'd tried harder to win your heart." A tear slipped down her cheek. She heard me. After she passed, I made a decision. I would not let pride steal love from anyone else in my life. I wrote letters to my brother and sister, apologized for old wounds. I hugged my kids tighter, listened longer, stopped trying to fix everything, and just loved them. Not with control, not with conditions, but with compassion. Years later, I was sharing my testimony at a women's Bible study, and a woman came up to me, crying. "I haven't talked to my daughter in 3 years," she said, "but after hearing your story, I want to be the first to reach out." She paused. "I want to love above all." That verse, "love each other deeply," changed everything for me. It taught me that deep love isn't loud. It listens. It forgives. It keeps showing up. Love doesn't mean you agree on everything. It means you refuse to let anything matter more than the relationship. I wish I could sit at my mother's kitchen table again. I wish I could undo that last fight. But grace doesn't live in the past. It lives in the present. And it shows up every time we choose love over pride, people over principles, peace over perfection. Share and comment this if you believe God still writes the best stories.